Morning everyone, Ducks here again from Ducks Mechanical. Hope you all are well and happy like me. I am charged and ready to go. It's an early morning, spring morning here, and a couple of things I want to talk to you about, so let's get straight into it. So on my motorcycle, putting on this new this is my new clutch master cylinder I'm putting on, and it's something I wanted to talk to you guys about, these aftermarket things, and I think it's important that you keep an eye out for them. Let me see if I can show you. I'll just put you in the bench vice here. Okay, this should sort out the wobble. Put some intelligent glasses on. So here's the other. This is the front brake for the opposite side, and the little cap head screws in here. So something I've noticed lately, this is a cap head out of it, but if you look at this. This is the Imperial Allen key that's meant to go with it, you know, like meant to fit it. But when you put it in here, you can see how that doesn't fit properly, right? And I've noticed this a fair bit, and you want to keep an eye out for this, because here's the reason why. Because what they've done, whoever's made this, I'm not sure who's made this, but whoever's made it has got the screws made like in Japland or something, you know. And see this is, look at this. See, this is a metric set, you see, and see how it fits that perfectly. But this is a bit of a trap, because what happens is there shouldn't be any metric ones on these motorcycles, and when you put your Imperial one in there, what'll happen is, see that's sorry, I'll show you, I'm not watching what I'm doing. That there, see, is loose, and if it's done up tight, it'll just shag out when you come down and do it. So I'm going to change those out. I've been changing them out as I come across them. Here's the same cap head. It's not a button head. Here's the button head, right, for the same thing. Now watch this. See how that fits a lot. God, I'm not watching what I'm doing. See how that fits a lot better. There's not half as much movement, you see, and that's because they've put. Hello, I've taken a twang off my nose. Oh my God. Anyway, that's because they've put. Whoever's had this aftermarket stuff made, they've had the bolts made in Japland or somewhere like that, and they've made the mistake of putting a metric top on them. So what I've been doing is, as I come across them, I change them out with UNC. Now I've already checked the thread. The thread is actually right. It's actually the top, the Allen key the Allen key part is wrong, right? And this is a real trap, because there's not meant to be metric stuff in Harleys. Okay, so another point I'd like to make is that there's lots and lots of you guys out there who are using metric spanners on Harley Davidsons, right? And the golden rule is usually that in a metric spanner you can get away using it on an imperial bolt, but not the other way round. And for those of you that don't understand why, I will try and I'll just put this up a bit. I will try and just give you a quick education on that, right? So basically, if I measure the inside of a 14mm spanner, right, it's actually very, very close to 14mm. But a 9/16, right, when you put it into a jaw of a 9/16, it actually measures 14.5, right? And the difference is that 0.5 can be the difference between rounding a nut off and it actually loosening it if it's been done over tight. And the same thing applies to metric Allen keys and imperial Allen keys, right? An imperial or an inch spanner, right? An inch spanner has this like, see on here, 9/16, right? Whereas a metric spanner has 14. And in the same way as an imperial Allen key set, it'll say 1/16 or 5/64, or you see, whereas the metric one it'll say 3 or 4 or 5. You see, now those metric spanners or Allen keys, you shouldn't be using them on their Harley, right? That's where you get the damage in the actual Allen keys themselves. And what I do with those Allen keys would have been damaged, I changed them out. So I'm not sure whether hopefully that comes across. Let me know if you guys don't get the point. And the same point is made. I'll make one final point if I can find it. I'm probably not going to find it, but how I was saying that the 9/16 spanner is 0.5 like of a millimeter bigger than a 14mm, but a lot of people will tell you, oh, it's the same size. Well, it's actually not, and it's that 0.5 that will make the difference. In the same way is a lot of guys use a 17mm instead of a 11/16. Now the same difference again applies. There's like a minute difference between the two, and that minute difference is what will actually strip the nut. If the nut is too tight, so it's say for instance it's an 11/16 nut, or let's say it's a 3/4 size nut, right? And you get your 3/4 spanner on there. a lot of people think, well, I can use a 19mm, but there is actually a slight difference between a 19mm and a 3/4 inch spanner, and that is where the damage happens, right? So something to think about. So all those, effectively what I've done in my workshop, especially when it comes to these little buggers like metric Allen keys, I've got a special little tin and they're locked away so me mates don't pick up metric Allen keys and start whacking them into your bikes and undoing and stuffing the Allen keys in their bikes. And I would suggest to you guys, if you're working on your own bike, go and buy yourself an Imperial set of ring open enders, which is inch, and the same with the Allen keys. Now, actually, I've just remembered one last thing. If you're gonna buy Allen keys, right, make sure they are made in the USA, right? I've found over a period of years, if it doesn't say made in the USA when it comes to Allen keys, usually they will just bend or break, okay? So, anyway, I hope this is helpful, and I hope you can ignore that big bloody thing on my nose and understand what I'm saying here. If you're not, put some feedback in there. I'm more than happy to put some feedback, and if you don't think the point is clear or it's wrong, let me know and we'll do another video. Alright, you guys have a good one. I'm having a good one. Keep happy, and